Being in constant reminder of the fact that you are not fully approved to be in the country impacts you mentally. It impacts your behaviors in the way that there's anxiety that builds up from the uncertainty. So I was living in a very unsafe part of Mexico City. There were kidnappings happening around the neighborhood, and my parents were afraid that that could happen to us. My mom's family had mostly migrated to Arizona, so because of that fear, we left everything, even the dog, behind, and then we came here to the United States. I went to this meeting, and they were supporting the DREAM Act and against Prop 300, and that's when I got involved.
Proposition 300 was a proposition that was passed in 2006, and this is a proposition that denied in-state tuition to dreamers. The impact was tremendous because the ripple effect created depression. There were a lot of young folks who felt that because they didn't have the same equal access, they fell into depression. They fell out of the education system.
And so it felt very demoralizing. It felt like all this time I was told, if you work hard, if you do everything you're asked to do, if you apply for these scholarships, if you sign up for this leadership program, you're going to be able to go to college and have a better life. And then it gets taken away. I got lucky that we were in a cohort that we found a scholarship that was able to support us privately. But my brother graduated in the year after, and he didn't get so lucky, and he wasn't able to graduate from college.
These types of laws, whether they're being just introduced or the ones that are being implemented, create a fear factor in our community. The talk about being reported to immigration, drawing attention to yourself that the authorities might come to you if you access any sort of benefits like healthcare benefits.
SB 1070 was a law that was passed at the Arizona State Legislature, and basically it was the Show Me Your Papers law.
It called to punish immigrants in every way possible, meaning if somebody was transporting an immigrant, if somebody was harboring an immigrant, it asked for people to report immigrants. It asked for police officers to turn over immigrants to immigration.
And I was on my way to a camping trip, and my brother was stopped by the police, and they pretty much got us all out of the car. They asked us all these questions. I had my ASU ID, but I didn't have a driver's license, and they pretty much handcuffed all of us and put us in a car, and then we were put into deportation proceedings. Thankfully, because I was involved in the movement, I knew my rights, and I knew to ask for talking to an attorney, and I had memorized that phone number. And luckily, I got a phone call to use that phone number and be able to get released. But if I had not known my rights, I don't know what would have happened. And so after that experience, I felt very depressed. I have also experienced the uncertainty, the stress of the survival mode, like being constantly what's going to happen, and being hyper vigilant, and being really demoralizing to feel like it's so far away. I keep getting older, and my peers, they already graduated. It can impact in that way, not really wanting to meet new people. I've experienced that before. I don't know where I would go. I haven't been to Mexico in 20 years. And I know that's so forward thinking and so catastrophizing, but those are some of the thoughts that can happen. And if you talk to a therapist, those are some of the thought distortions that can lead to either depressive symptoms, anxiety-related symptoms, PTSD.
Suicide is very prevalent amongst folks who they see no light at the end of, they see no light at the end of the tunnel, because it seems like there's never going to be an opportunity. We're never going to move ahead.
It can be a really scary experience to share something personal about yourself that is so related to your identity. Having spaces of community, it really helps to show that they're not alone in that experience. And at least, even though it doesn't completely fix the problem at the root, it allows to have some relief, that they are not alone and that others are navigating that. And so I really always try to encourage people when I give an interview or we have a workshop to remember that they're not alone, that they're worthy, and that their voice matters.